What's going on, everybody? All right, we're gonna get the show started. We're going a little early today, due to the fact that I'm going to be actually going to a Grizzly game. So we're gonna actually do this a little early, and we're gonna go ahead and get some things started in just a bit. So again, make sure y'all share this show out. Definitely share this out, whether it be on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and from YouTube. I know quite a few of you have commented already, and and I know some of you are waiting for the show to start. So I definitely do appreciate y'all coming on in a little early with me. And we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. We're gonna talk about, of course, a lot of things. The Colts Titans game, Colts Titans 2. Of course, we got Delaney Walker retiring. So he retired yesterday, and then of course the big news is the new stadium, and also an article put out about Austin Hooper as a potential trade target. Um, Also as well. So, he's a guy that could be on the trading block. I, I haven't heard anything about the Titans actually shopping him, but I mean, of course, they're not going to really say anything. But it was a article from Jeremy Fowler on ESPN about that. So that is something that we could definitely get into, and we'll definitely talk about. So go ahead, share the show out. We're going to get ready to get started in just a few minutes, and we're going to get this thing going in just a moment. And I thank y'all for coming on in with me. And 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 we're gonna get the show started. I may be able to have a guest come on in just a minute. Um and everything. So we might get that going, but we're gonna get the show started in less than 60 seconds. Let's get it. Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody? What's going on? Good evening, Titan Nation and football fans everywhere. Welcome in to another episode of TNT Tonight. I am your host, Blue Enforcer, Chris, aka The Truth. And we're going to have a very fun episode on this evening. Definitely make sure y'all do share this show out. You can definitely share it out, of course, on Instagram, Twitter, and on Facebook. And I will hope everybody come on in and tune into the show. and we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're definitely going to we got a lot to talk about on this show. We definitely got some news that have come out over the last couple of days, and we're definitely going to get into that. So again, as you see on the front of your screen on Facebook, you can follow TNT Enforcers. On Twitter, you can follow at TNT Blue Enforcer, and of course on Instagram at Titans _N_ truth. And I will definitely get you in. So I definitely appreciate everybody coming on in, and we're gonna get started talking about. We're gonna talk about the Colts because that's a big game coming up. Also, we will be talking about the Austin Hooper being a potential trade target, but I know I'm a little bit early, and this is why. I'm actually the season premiere. The Grizzlies kick off their season tonight at FedEx Forum downtown here in Memphis. And at the last minute, earlier today, since a lot of you know I do work at Fox 13. I work at a TV station. Shout out to everybody at Fox 13. We were talking about the game and everything, and we're talking about how everybody's pumped up for the season. I'm pumped up for Ja. I'm ready to see him play, and so it just got me to thinking like maybe I should go to this game and check it out. It's the first game of the year and everything. So I said, you know what? What the hey? I think I'm gonna go ahead and go. I'll do my show early. I'll put it out, and then we'll get everything going. And so that's basically what happened. And I'm making sure also we got and so you know, I just decided, you know what? I just um I just decided, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the game. I'm excited about it, and I want to be a part of it. So um that's why I went ahead and I decided to go ahead and go to the game. So that's why the show is going on a little early tonight, instead of at instead of how it normally goes at 4:30. I mean at 6 o'clock. I just decided to go ahead and do it a little bit early here today. So thank y'all for putting up with me. Thank y'all for coming on in a little early. And so got just glad that y'all are able to join me anyway. But let's go ahead and get into the news because I do see a lot of y'all in here, and I'm not going to be able to get to everybody's comments today. I apologize. I will try to get to most of y'all comments as much as I can. I see Steven. I see 615. Titan Fox. What's up, all of y'all? I know you're watching Stillman and Company too, the show on 1025 The Game, which I am as well. So I definitely appreciate that. I know we're definitely gonna touch on the Hooper situation. DO9. Yep, I am a little bit early. Definitely glad Trilogy is in here. What's going on? And so we definitely got some things to discuss. And the first thing that we're gonna talk about is this the news first was that the new stadium was agreed upon by the Titans and by the mayor being and by the mayor, and that is John Cooper. They have agreed on the stadium, and they are going to take this before the Metro Council to get that approved. So the mayor and the Titans are on board. Governor Bill Lee and the state is on board. And of course, the NFL will approve it as well. So really, they got to finish putting everything together to present to the council. And then the council has the Metro Nashville Council has to give the final approval, has to give the final say so on that. So this is what we're looking at in regards to the new stadium. So here are the details. Um, beforehand they were going to do a the renovation, and they were going to renovate they were going to renovate the Nissan Stadium the way it is now. They were going to renovate it, fix everything. And originally they thought they got an original estimate of $600 million. That's what they thought they were going to have to pay in order to get the stadium fixed. But with inflation, raising the prices of everything, and then of course they had somebody independent go in and actually do a thorough look at the stadium and realize there's a lot of electrical issues, there's a lot of structural things that needed to be fixed. And so when it all came down to it, when they redid it, it came out to well over double that. So nearly 1.2 billion was looking like what it was going to be for just renovations. We're not even talking about new, we're talking renovations. And then, of course, there was a company, Venue Solution Group, and I'm reading this off of the Tennessean. There was a company that assessed the stadium's condition, and then last week, that is in preliminary findings, the Nissan Stadium obligations, for the lease will cost $1.75 to $1.9 billion over the remaining parts of the lease. So, it was going to be about somewhere between 1.2 and maybe even more than that just to renovate. So now it was like, okay, what do we do? Do we, pay this 1.2 billion and renovate, or do you pay 2.2 billion, another billion, and just build a brand new stadium and just build a brand new? And so they were basically, at a crossroads. And Bert Nihill, Titans president, basically said that there was no way we were going to be able to repair Nissan Stadium. That basically, was not an option anymore. It was just not going to be financially feasible for them to just go ahead and renovate the stadium, because if you go ahead and pay 1.2 billion to renovate and then something else goes wrong a couple of years later, you're going to be spending more billions of dollars just to fix it. And so instead, they decided, well, you know what? We're just going to go ahead and build a brand new stadium. That's the best thing for all parties involved, is just go ahead and build a new stadium. So the Titans and Mayor John Cooper have agreed to the deal. And again, the state is behind it. And I'm pretty sure the NFL is going to be behind it. The only thing left is they got to put everything together and try to have everything ready to present maybe in a few weeks to the Metro Nashville Council on that. And so the Metro Nashville Council has to give final approval. And once they are good on it and they're good to go, then bang, we can set up for groundbreaking. They can set up how the model is going to look and everything and what they really want to do, because there's a lot that they want to do and there's a lot to uncover in this story. And so here's the preliminary. And again, I am no expert. I probably won't have all the information right, so forgive me for that. But first thing is, it will be they're agreeing to about a $2.1 billion stadium, and it will be enclosed. It'll be a dome stadium, so no retractable roof. But they're saying that the dome of it will be translucent, similar to I want to say similar to like Allegiant Stadium, I want to say, in Las Vegas. And I want to say the stadium will be the translucent top, but at the same time, the stadium could be somewhat modeled close to what maybe US Bank Stadium is in Minnesota, or similar to maybe Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, or Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta. Something similar to those models. We won't know exactly what this stadium is going to look like. I hope they put a very nice. I hope they put a very nice model together, and it looks great for the stadium, because that's something that's going to be extremely important. But $2.1 billion capacity is looking at, for, I want to say this is probably for football, 55 to 60,000. Now, I looked at some of the other new stadiums around, like is Allegiant Stadium. I believe their capacity is about 65,000, but it could expand to about 71,000 if it's like a basketball game or a concert. And then if they play soccer in there, it's about 61,000. That's Allegiant Stadium. US Bank, US Bank Stadium in Minnesota, that was built. Their capacity is about 73,000. And then I believe Mercedes-Benz in Atlanta. I'm trying to get that number. Their capacity is about 71,000. Is about 71,000. Probably could expand to about 75,000. So I think with this stadium, it'll say about 55 to 60,000, but it could expand to around 65,000. Could expand to about 65,000 depending on events. So that's the capacity. But here's the money breakdown. So about 840 million is going to be 840 million is going to be from the Titans, and it's going to be for the Titans, the PSLs, also the NFL helping out as well. So, you got the Titans are going to do about 700 million. You got PSLs that are going to be coming in, and then the NFL is probably going to go with maybe about maybe somewhere between 140 and maybe 200 million to help as well. Then another 500 million is going to be from one-time state bonds. That's what Governor Bill Lee was talking about. So, that was what Bill Lee was talking about, and everything. So that's the bonds. And then the remaining 760 million is going to become funded by the Metro National Sports Authority. They're going to do a new 1% countywide hotel tax. There'll be also some in-stadium sales tax from sales in the stadium, and then half of the state and local sales tax from what will be around the stadium in the future. So those taxes that will recur the other 760 million that will help the stadium get up to the 2.1 billion that will be good for this stadium. So that is the money part. And then, of course, the Titans are taking on a lot of responsibility. They're taking on, of course, any money that was owed to the city for maintenance, also for the remainder of the current lease and everything, because with a new stadium, which means there will be a brand new lease. And so with PSLs, which a lot of people are not fans of, myself included, although with this new stadium, I will definitely be a part of the PSL, is that that current season ticket holders, whoever current around that time, will get first dibs on PSLs in the brand new stadium when it is built. So that is definitely something. And this is a model of, this is just a picture of what it would of how things would be. Of course, you see where the stadium would be. That is where the big parking lot is now. So the stadium would go there. And then, of course, when that stadium is built and ready to go, which they plan on having it, if everything gets approved, then they will, of course, have a groundbreaking somewhere in the fall of 2023 and begin building on the new stadium. And then once that is built, of course, they will tear down Nissan Stadium. They will demolish that. And then, of course, clean all of that up. And then they're going to begin, of course, the surrounding East Bank development, which they'll have a lot of green area, maybe greenways for walking. They're also going to put up some buildings for like entertainment, maybe like some restaurants or some, maybe a club or two, some living areas and things like that. Also, they're going to really try to liven up the East Bank over by 24. Now, there will be parking, about 25,000 spaces, but it's going to basically, parking will probably be next to non-existent. So, that could be a little bit of an issue because that's going to put that area on gridlock for many years to come. But this is just a basic rough draft of what that will end up being. You're going to have the stadium. You're going to have a lot of green areas with some buildings and some stuff around it, some areas to walk. It's going to probably look really nice once it is all put together. So again, we're in the middle of the fight. So now, once that is done, now that everything's been agreed upon, once the Metro National Council has agreed upon the stadium, then you're going to have, then you're going to be what's the stadium going to look like? What's the model going to look like? What is the future like? How is the rest of the East Bank of Nashville across the river going to look? And they're basically saying like they're going to make it so that it is accessible from the pedestrian bridge. So if you want to go to a game at the new Nissan Stadium, then you can walk across the bridge over to downtown to Broadway, and then you could go party there, go to a Preds game, concert, Fifth and Broad, which is really nice, by the way. I got to go there for the first time. Ms. Mims, I'm doing well. And so, yes, PSL, personal seating license. I apologize for that. Thank you, 615. That basically means when you have that license, like I have a PSL right now, and my seat is section 143, row Q, seat 9. With that PSL, that personal seat license, that means I own that seat. That particular seat is mine. It is my seat right now. So if I continue being a season ticket holder, I continue to have that seat. If I decide to no longer be a season ticket holder, I release and give up my rights. That means somebody else can get that seat. So that's basically what that means. I'm going to quickly get to some of your comments. Crosdale says, yeah, got the Knicks. Grizzlies got the Knicks. I hope so. Steve Crosdale says, yep, the stadium deal looks like it could be done. And Ty Fox says 50, 60,000 might not be the best for getting a Super Bowl, but I'm all in. Well, here's the thing about it. I don't think it's about the capacity of getting the Super Bowl. It's just the fact if you have a new stadium, Nashville is hot, you're going to get a lot of people there anyway, and you have a chance of that game selling out. Right now, we're having an issue selling out our own stadium at, 65, 68,000. And so they're trying to make it so it's really not about the capacity. It is about, having a nice stadium, putting on a good product. So I think that's the thing that's what that's about. Mark Sumter says tighten up. Jackie. Hey, Jackie, Stevie Ray on WWE Hall of Famer Stevie Ray on his podcast. I was on with Dell. He was calling you out. He was calling you out. And so I did it, and I was happy about it. And so, I was definitely glad to be on that show with them, and it was fun. But yeah, he called you out. Um, and so that's basically what's going to happen. It's going to be like that. So you get to the pedestrian bridge, get to downtown Nashville. That's basically what's going to go on. Naming rights will be up in the air. Well, right now, the Nissan has a contract with the Tennessee Titans for naming rights. So right now, they're gonna have first dibs. And so Nissan should be able to continue with the naming rights and everything. So we're definitely going to find out about that. Now, with where everything is going to go, we're going to find out more about that as time goes on. I'm pretty sure there will be some parking somewhere around the stadium. It's just going to make it a little bit more difficult. So, I mean, again, naming rights, that's between certain companies. I mean, hey, Nissan will have first right, but if another company like, say, Nike comes in and offers more money than what Nissan does, then the new stadium will be Nike Stadium. It's about the money. That's gonna help too. So that's gonna be something that will be that's something that's going to be very important. And so I'm trying to see. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited about this stadium, and I think it's going to be great. Finally, it'll be good to be able to go to a game in the hot during the preseason or during the first part of regular season, and I'm not burning up to death, or going to a game in the cold and I'm not freezing to death. So I'm definitely excited about that. Give me y'all thoughts on this new stadium deal. Again, again, I know I didn't give out a lot. I didn't really I'm not an expert on all the information and everything, but if all of this gets approved, then they'll break ground as early as fall of 2023. They're going to try to have the stadium ready by the 2026 season kicking off. And so that's basically what it's going to be. And of course, they're trying to get those major events. They're trying to get college football playoffs or the national championship or big college football games to kick off the year, basketball, the Final Four, or the stadium series with hockey could still happen there, but mainly the Super Bowl, WrestleMania. You could have big concerts during the winter time, and not, for example, I know there was a big Garth Brooks concert that got rained out. You won't have to worry about that anymore. So that is a big reason why I think this stadium is going to be great. And I can't wait for that. And I know they're saying like the stadium design will take cues from the city, so it'll be something city known. That's what's going to be the case. So I'm definitely very excited about this. And I think all of you should be as well. Of course, they're going to have to work out the money thing and the financial and how everything's going to look, have a model ready and everything. So we're going to be hearing more definitely in the coming weeks and months of that. So if they get WrestleMania, sign me up. Sign me up. I will get tickets the second it go on sale. And I will be at WrestleMania, and I will have a damn good seat. I know there are some people that want like a Coliseum, And that wouldn't be a bad idea. I actually wouldn't mind that at all. That would be fun. So that's definitely as much information as I have on the stadium and everything. But they're really gonna try to liven that place up and everything. So I'm actually excited to see what is gonna happen. But they're definitely gonna put like some businesses there. They have a deal with TSU to have at least 4 home games there, and it won't cost them anything to do it. So definitely very excited about this stadium getting built. But let's move on in the show, and we talk about a great Titan. We say goodbye officially to a great Titan, and that is Titans forever Titans tight end Delaney Walker officially retired as a Titan yesterday. So he did a 1-day contract, officially retired as a Titan. I am pretty sure they're going to put him in the Ring of Honor, if not very soon, probably within the next year. Well deserved. Delaney was, a absolutely fantastic addition to this team. And he played this game with a vigor that I absolutely loved. Delaney Walker is probably one of my favorite Titans of all time. And let's see. But before we continue on, Alex Mann says, how would you have a basketball game in a football stadium? Alex, have you not watched any Final Fours? Have you not watched any NCAA tournament basketball games? There are a lot of basketball games that happen in football stadiums. Places like the Alamo Dome. Places like, back then, the Georgia Dome. Which now will be Mercedes-Benz, because that's where they were going to have the Final Four in 2020. But, of course, they canceled that tournament. But a lot of times they have the Final Four, the NCAA Final Four, and some of the regional finals in football stadiums. So that's basically how they do it. They would just do it where they would add some more seats, like where the field is. You just add some more seats. It'll be a little bit smaller. And then you have the other basketball court. It's been done. It's definitely been done. So that's definitely what happened. So that's how that can be done. But again, continuing on about Delaney. I absolutely loved Delaney Walker, how he played. He did a lot of talking about how he wouldn't go to Titans games because he would be as loud as Vrabel would be on the sideline. And everything. So I love Delaney. I absolutely love him. And these are some of his career stats that he had. You know what? I could actually leave that up. So this is his career stats. In parentheses are the stats when he was a Titan. And so he, of course, had 508 career receptions, 385 with Tennessee. Had 5,888 yards, 4,400 with Tennessee, 36 career touchdowns, 24 with Tennessee. I'm sorry. I got that wrong. I need to fix that. Actually, it was not 24. It was not 24. That would be 28 career touchdowns as a Titan. I'm going to try to fix that up right now for you. It is not 24 because he had like 8 touchdowns. He had 8 career touchdowns with the San Francisco 49ers. And so I am actually fixing that as we speak because, you want to get your facts right. And that is actually what I'm in the process of doing this mid-show. So, y'all excuse me for that. But here we are. Let's see. But I am fixing that. There we go. Now that's more like it. But yes, he had 28 career touchdowns with Tennessee out of 36. And these are with the 7 years he was a Tennessee Titan. So, um, you know, uh, I mean, Delaney was the quintessential Titan. He came in, busted his tail every single day, and didn't miss a lot of games. Although he had that major injury, he had that major injury that basically sidelined him for a long period of time, and just never was able to recover from that. So those are the career stats for Delaney Walker, and he retired, of course. I mean, I just think a absolutely class individual. He'll definitely be in the Ring of Honor. Love Delaney. Congrats on his retirement. Well deserved. And I know, let me see. Miss Mims say he could have stayed tight. Miss Mims, I know sometimes Miss Mims has a lot of energy, but she thinks a lot differently than a lot of us, and that's cool. But the thing is, yes, he retired as a Titan, but he said basically that, it may be a point where his mind wanted to keep going, but his body just could not. I mean, you remember he had that devastating injury against Miami that pretty much cost him his whole season. And really, from that, he was never the same. He just never, he just was never the same after that. So, I mean, that injury sometimes. I mean, Father Time is undefeated. Father Time is undefeated. And so when it comes to that, sometimes the body does not do what your mind wants it to do. So in that instance, that's why he was like, hey, I tried to, I was thinking about coming back, but my body just wouldn't let me. And he decided to hang it up. So, again, congratulations to Delaney's retirement. I think he was definitely one of the best tight ends in football. Um, I 3-time Pro Bowler, and I enjoyed him. Ty Fox said, my mind keeps telling me no, but my body keeps telling me yes. Basically the opposite. Basically, my mind's telling me yes, but my body say no. I can't go on no more. And I got to retire. Woo! Had to stop right there because I wasn't gonna be able to hit that high note. But basically, that's basically what was being said. And Derek Roberts, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. So, yes, and there was a time where the Titans wanted to keep him, but just the injuries caught up with him. The injuries caught up with him, and that's basically what happened. Um, and so, and then Ms. Mills out talking about why they can't do events at the old stadium. Well, they have been doing events like concerts and stuff at the old stadium, but you run the risk of weather. Weather can play a factor in this and could cause like certain events to get rained out or get snowed out. With the new stadium, we ain't got to worry about that no more. If it is pouring down rain, you can still go to the game. You go inside, take off your raincoat, and then be just like this and chill your tail off. And then you put your raincoat on and go outside. You're indoors. So More events can be held. You ain't got to worry about the weather, and it'll be just as fun. That's why. So, American Idol, here you go. Nah, I tried American Idol. They didn't accept me. I tried The Voice. They didn't accept me. So I've kind of hung up my singing career a little bit. But Derek Roberts, thank you for the super chat. But I definitely do appreciate what Delaney brought to the Titans. And he will forever be missed. He is forever a Titan. And gotta love him. Absolutely gotta love him. Imagine prime Delaney on this Titan team right now. I know that's right. I would love it. So let's quickly talk about this article Jeremy Fowler put out saying a potential trade target being Austin Hooper. And, you know, it was basically said that he's a name to keep an eye on. And I know that a lot of it has to do with his lack of production. You know, we all thought Austin Hooper was going to be you know, we all thought Austin Hooper was going to be a big time part of this offense, which he should be. And I don't know why he's not. And that's something that troubles me. You know, I think he could block, but I guess not the way that Vrabel and the others want because they favor Jeff Swain, which, again, I never understood why in the world do they not leave Austin Hooper in and things like that over Jeff Swain. I have never heard of a football coach like Vrabel who emphasizes so much on blocking. I've never heard that. I mean, Vrabel is probably the only coach that values blocking over catching passes. Shane, I definitely do appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you so much for that. It's King run over 100 yards. I'm not even going to waste time. I'm gonna answer that question. Yeah, yeah. So I have never heard of a coach like Vrabel who emphasizes so much on blocking. I mean, he'll say about the wide receivers, you know, first thing he'll say, you know, definitely love Robert Woods because he can block. I'm like, really? That's the first thing you're gonna go with, is because he can block. Not that he can catch the ball, not that he can run routes, but because he can block. That's what he seemed like. It's like, you know, he gets excited talking about blocking. I've never heard of a coach do that. And I mean, you know, Austin Hooper, I think, could still be a very good part of this offense, but they need to give him the ball. They won't throw in the ball when he's in there, or won't leave him in there to try to block in some of those schemes and everything. But I don't think they're gonna trade him. I mean, it could happen. Anything could happen. But I don't see that happening. Steve says Austin Hooper's trade value is going to be cheap, and I agree with that. Vrabel likes underdog, no names under known commodities. I mean, he won't use the known commodities. He loves guys that can block. The wide receiver position. You know, I saw a lot of people talking about, you know, possible guys that the Titans could trade for: Kadarius Toney, Chase Claypool, you know, DJ Moore, Kendrick Bourne. Like, yeah, those guys in our eyes would be great, but in Vrabel's eyes, if you can't block, he ain't gonna go for you. So it's weird to me. It's very, very weird to me on that. So I can see Austin Hooper getting traded because I guess they just love Jeff Swain, or if they feel they need to give Chig much more active in the offense. But I think they're going to keep Hooper. I don't know if they're going to make a move at tackle or at wide receiver. I think this would have been the ideal time to do it, but maybe not rush in too quickly. So I could definitely understand that. But we're going to quickly go into the Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. Definitely do pick my brain a little bit if y'all want to ask some questions. I'm definitely going to try to answer some of your questions as much as possible, but I am going to go a little fast because, again, got a game starting in less than a little over an hour. I got to get downtown because it's going to be nuts. So I'm definitely going to try to get to this game so I'm there on time. We got the Indianapolis Colts coming in. They're 3-2-1. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 34-27, even though the Jaguars had a chance to win that game and they were doing well, but they just lost it in the end. They've lost 3 in a row. But we now have a chance to really put some distance between us and the Colts and really, in our own way, knock them out of contention. We have a chance to get to 4-2. We've won 3 in a row, go for 4 in a row, and basically put the Colts in our rear view for good. And then we can focus on the Jags. And so this is going to be a very, very important game. And, looking at the injury report that we have, of course, some very good, even though Zach Cunningham and Joe Jones did not practice today, which they should have went ahead and put Zach Cunningham on like IR for a while because it looks like his elbow is really bothering him. But some good news was Nate Davis was limited, so he could be coming back. But some great news was Bud Dupree. Full participant today. Amani Hooker, past concussion protocol. He's full go as well. So, forgive me, y'all. Sinuses, man. Stuffy nose. But so, Amani Hooker coming back, that's big. Bud Dupree, he spoke with reporters today. He says he feels great. He feels ready to go, and he should be good to go this week. So that is pretty big. Molden and McMath, not yet. Ugo Amadi did not show up on the injury report, so it looks like he practiced fully. Looks like everybody else besides Cunningham and Jones practiced today, and so that's looking pretty good. Right. And so Ty Fox said, yeah, Chief has a solid offensive line. Kelsey is allowed to be a monster in the receiving game. Nobody's thinking, can he block? Exactly. And so Paulie D says, Molden, Hooker, Davis, Dupree. Again, like I said, Bud Dupree, full go. Hooker, full go. Nate Davis, limited. So we'll see how this week go. Molden, not yet. As Ben said, when they gonna put Willis in? Not now. So, not yet. So, let's see. Steven says Titans won every first game after the bye ever since Vrabel took over, but with Colts trying to avoid being swept, this could be difficult. And I agree. This is a tough game. This is going to be a very, very tough game for the Titans to win, and they're going to have to be able to do some scoring. And for the Colts in concern, Kiki Kutita, receivers in concussion protocol. Kwity Paye did not practice. Shaquille Leonard and Jonathan Taylor both are all limited. Taylor with an ankle, and then Shaquille Leonard with a concussion, neck, and back. So we're definitely going to have to see what happens as this week goes on if some of these guys for the Colts are going to be able to play. And so here are my Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory that I think is going to help us beat the Indianapolis Colts. And, you got Matt Ryan. You got, Matt Ryan. Alec Pierce is starting to come on pretty strong. Michael Pittman, is still very good and everything. Stephon Gilmore had the big interception against Denver. And so this Colts team, they're still going to keep coming. They're not going to give in. Just because we deserve to win the game, they're not just going to give it to us. So the first thing is on the defensive side, pressure, pressure, pressure. They're going to have to get pressure on the quarterback. Get pressure on Matt Ryan, because it does look like Dennis Kelly, former Titan, is going to go at left tackle, and of course, Braden Smith at right tackle. So they're going to have to get pressure from the front four, particularly up the middle with Danico Autry and Big Jeff. They caused some havoc in the game against the Colts and, caused some turnovers too. We got a couple of fumbles. We got a couple of fumbles out of that situation. We got Taylor to fumble the ball. Matt Ryan fumbled the ball a couple of times. So we got to definitely put the pressure on Matt Ryan. And he may throw us a turnover. Number two, something that we've been having trouble with lately is no big plays. Do not give up big plays. Big plays have been killing us. And we cannot give up the big plays. We gave up 2 big plays to De'Ami Brown from the Commanders 2 weeks ago. And then we gave up a big play to Alec Pierce and everything, which helped them get back in the game. Mo Alley Cox was making plays. So we got to stop giving up big plays. Number 3, let the big dog eat, as Jared Stillman would say. Let the big dog eat. And that's Derrick Henry. Eat, eat, eat. He took care of business in the first game, and I think he can do it again in this game. That will help set up the play action. And last but not least, for the love of God, get receivers involved. Get Robert Woods more involved. Austin Hooper, Chig, Kyle Phillips. Kyle Phillips has been non-existent this season. But he's been dealing with the shoulder, and he says he feels great. But get some of these guys involved. Get the passing game going. But the offensive line has to protect. Now, I don't know who they're going to go with at left tackle because Dennis Daly has been a disaster. Dennis Daly has been bad. Has been really bad. So, I definitely, Dennis Daly's been bad. He has not been good at all. And, Dennis Daly has to be better. And, they got Dylan Radins, who played at right guard. I think he did okay. Nicholas Petit-Ferrer had his first bad game. I don't think he'll have too many of those, but he had a bad game. And so, got to protect better and get Hooper involved. DeForest Buckner and Okera K and some of those guys, they're going to try to come after. Now, I think their pass rush is nowhere near as good as Washington's, but, we got to protect. So, we're definitely going to see. Titan Fox says, McCreary and Fulton are going to have to nail it down. We still don't know where we stand on Farley. Don't want to give up any big plays. Let's get these guys going. And I agree with that. Ugo Amadi coming back is going to help. And then Elijah Molden coming back is going to help too. Now, it's not going to help Caleb Farley much, but, I think the team is saying they're trying not to give up on him, and I don't think they will. But, you still have to, definitely want to get him snaps, but you don't want that to be a detriment to the rest of the team. And Paulie D says, we have been great stopping the run as of late, but we cannot let old man Ryan beat us deep. I agree. And we're fifth in the league against the run. The Titans have definitely restored their reputation for run defense, which means what happened against Saquon Barkley was an abnormality, was a farce. So they have definitely fixed that. But they got to get better on the back end. So, moment of truth. Who wins? A lot of people think it's a low-scoring game. I do too, because I don't know if the Titans are going to be able to score a bunch of points. But I do think they can keep the Colts at bay. They finish them off. We go to 4-2, 17-13. I think we get the win. We go to 4-2, 4 in a row, and knock the Colts out. I just think that's what's going to happen. So, I think they get a big win. Let me know what y'all think about that. Steven says, we'll sweep the Colts. Ms. Mims says Titans all the way. I know she's about to go to Bible study, so have a good Bible study. I'm finna get ready to get out of here too, because I got a game I got to get to. I'm finna go get ready to cheer on Ja Morant and the Grizzlies against the New York Knicks. So, again, if you haven't, make sure you like this show, and make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, and definitely subscribe to the channel. All of these are going to be out on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts later today. Thank y'all for tuning into the show. I am your man, Chris, Blue Enforcer, a.k.a. The Truth. I'm finna get up out of here. And as he says, NWI, better not sleep on him. Well, we'll definitely see about that. He did have a big catch. Titan Fox says, sweep. Have a great time at the game. I am going to do that. Paulie D says, sweet. So I like where everybody's going with that. Paulie D said, get the brooms out. So we definitely going to do that. But y'all, I thank y'all for tuning in. I'm finna get out of here so I can get down to this game. Y'all have a great rest of your evening. And remember, tighten up, because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.